It's been nearly a week now since I uploaded my latest bit of content to the channel, which was the launch of this new tennis studio. And the plan over the last couple of days or so has been to get out on court with my players, but the weather's been absolutely terrible. It's been chucking down with rain. It's just been impossible to get on the tennis court. So I thought to myself, well, let's put together a little walkthrough video of the studio here. With it being the launch last week, I thought it'd be a good thing to go through a little bit of show and tell of what's going on here in the studio and just give you a bit of an insight into, you know, how I've got to this point and a little bit behind the scenes, update on everything I've gone through to get here. So yeah, let's have a look. So just looking around the studio here, everything you see it kind of has purpose. It's all based around tennis and experiences which I've had, over the last so many years. I've got so much stuff lying around that obviously don't want to put like too much in here, but just going around the room here. So starting with just the tennis racket. Let's start with the racket. Well, the racket up there was a gift from a friend of mine, and I've had it upstairs in the loft for like ages, just in there gathering dust, and never really knew, where to put it. Didn't have anywhere at work I could put it, in around the court area or anything. So I thought I'll just store it and it'll come in handy one day. And with it being the studio now, I thought, well, this is ideal. Let's get it up on the wall. So it's probably around 1970, something like that. I think it looks about. I mean, it's still in the press. To keep it to stop it losing its shape. That's what the whole point in the press was for, with it being all wood. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't attempt to undo the screws just in case, it was gonna warp or break or do anything crazy. So yeah, I've just put it up there on the wall. I think it looks quite nice, you know. So yeah, that's that part. Looking around the room, let's go up to the pictures on the walls. Well, that picture there is a picture of a tennis court, and it was a gift from my brother-in-law, and it's actually the final point that was played between Murray and Djokovic in the 2013 Wimbledon final. An artist put that one together, and basically it shows the point of where it was Murray's service game. It was advantage Murray, championship point. I think he had about 5 or 6 championship points in that game. It was crazy, but he served from the ad court. Djokovic hit the return cross court, and then Murray hit backhand cross, and then Djokovic went backhand line, and then hit the net. And then that's when the crowd went crazy. And it's just, showing an illustration of, how that point was constructed, which I thought was pretty cool. So that was a nice gift from the brother-in-law. So that's why that's on the wall. Just next to it, there, that photo there is, well, that's actual ground passes from the 1950s, I think it was, for Wimbledon. And basically, they're really old-fashioned ground passes, which are replicas of, some original ones which were obviously printed back in the day. So they're pretty cool. The men have got white trousers on, and the ladies have got long flowing dresses. Pretty cool. So that's why that one's up there. Just going around the room a little bit more. So we've got the medal there hanging from the wall. That medal there was it's really good memories, actually. It's when I was captaining the college academy team for the southwest of for the region at the national championships, and it's when our players got fourth overall at the championships as a team. So that was a nice little memory. So I've always kept that. That's hanging on the wall there nicely. And then a little bit further down, we've got just around this area here, we've got a little plaque there, which was a match that I played in. Always remember it against a guy called Darren. It was the final of the seniors competition at a local venue, and we had a really good match. I was a set and 5-2 up. Obviously starting to think about the finishing line, and Darren brought it back and took the match on a match tiebreak. So although I didn't win the match, it was a really good memory for me. Really, Darren and I are still good friends to this day, and I actually coached his son Luke on the academy which I was running as well. So that was cool. So yeah, I kept that little plaque. That was nice, little runner up. 2008, I think that was, something like that. So that's quite a long time ago. And then there's another trophy over there. That's a replica of a trophy which my wife got me for Christmas. It's basically I managed to receive the Coach of the Year award for my county back in 2011. And the actual trophy itself was a lot bigger than that one, but had to return it for the following year. And I was really proud of that. That was a contribution to tennis in my area, and some recognition was really cool. So my wife got me a replica for Christmas, which was a really nice thing. So that's why that's over there. Tennis ball for obvious reasons, and then just around to the other side of the monitor there, we've got my bonsai tree. Loving my bonsai tree. It's great. Love bonsai trees. And that's just there nicely. Comfortable in the studio here. What else have we got going on? On the other side, we've got a nice little green plant as well. Just around this side here, making it nice and cozy. And then we've got a couple of lamps here just to finish it off. There's a bit of a story behind the lamps. The lamps, I think they look quite nice. They're nice size, give off a nice bit of light distribution. And it was a nightmare. I had to go to IKEA. I didn't have to go to IKEA, but I went to IKEA a couple of times. Big light selection there. And found some really nice lights. Brought them home. Tried them in the studio. Just way too bright. Took them back. Went and got another light. They thought I found the perfect light. Brought it back. They were wrong. In the end, I think I went back like 3 or 4 times. And quickly realised that I needed something a bit smaller, less bright, less looms, or whatever you call it. And ended up getting them from somewhere else in the end. So really pleased with them. And then obviously I've got my computer here, monitor, and stuff as well. So yeah, there's where we are, a little walk through the studio here. And maybe just a little touch on a little bit behind the scenes of what I've been up to the last kind of 3 or 4 weeks or so, about how I got to this stage with the studio. And it was about a month ago where I finally decided that I was going to launch this studio, and launch a studio, but launch a channel. And I always wanted to make sure that I introduce this studio here into the channel as part of that link between my on-court work and studio, and how I can build that link and between those types of things. So I thought, okay, well, I knew at that point where I needed to invest in a lot of equipment. Well, not a lot of equipment, but just I had nothing. I had literally nothing here. And I wanted to be able to invest enough into the project to be able to get to this point. And it started with monitor and computer. The current PC I had, wasn't up to the job for the editing software which I wanted to go with, and need to get a new PC, so I did that. And then when the PC arrived, it come with a Wi-Fi dongle, which was terrible. It just wasn't going in and out. It was just kept on dropping in and out of signal. Some days it would work all day, other days it would be like 15 minutes. So in the end, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to get it hardwired in, and that was the best move I could have made, to be honest. No messing about. So did that, did the work myself, drilled a couple of holes in the house, which my wife thought was hilarious, but yeah, got that sorted with an Ethernet cable. And then at that point, I hadn't decorated the room or anything, so it was just literally like my desk in here, and I was just, trying to get used to some editing software, which I'd decided to go with, which was DaVinci Resolve 20 studio version, which was kind of just one I went for. I had a look at some other ones as well, but that one seemed to be the one which I thought I could engage with, and tried the free version for a little bit, just to make sure. I mean, the stuff that you had in the free version was pretty awesome, to be fair, but decided to go with the studio version in the end, which basically had lots of other add-ons and features which were pretty cool, which I've already used in my creations so far with my coaching content. And then at that point, it was like, okay, well, I need to decorate the room here. So I did that, started to decorate, had a bit of an idea of kind of where I wanted to go with the room, and like the feel of the room and the colors and that kind of stuff. So did that. Once I'd done the decorating, then got the desk back in here, got the PC back in here. Then I started to look at what I was going to do with lighting, and yeah, I mean, obviously I've talked about the lamps already, got them sorted. And then it was a case of I needed to basically start from scratch. Like, I've literally had no idea about what to do with lighting for editing, audio for sound, and then obviously editing as well. I've never edited anything. I mean, I've done a little bit, but not like with proper editing software. So yeah, it was going to be a bit of a learning experience. It still is. But yeah, I'm kind of just learning as I go along. There's no methodical approach to this. It's just try stuff, see how things work, see what sounds good with the audio, see what works well with the lighting. Just play around with the editing software. I mean, I didn't realize at the beginning like how much time it would take, like with setting up lighting and audio and editing. But with the lighting, obviously you can't see it now, but I've got a couple of soft boxes here, just in the studio, that are kind of working nicely, bringing a kind of natural feel to the footage, I think. And had them really bright at one point, didn't need that. So yeah, so that's got some soft boxes out there. I've got a little kind of light in behind my monitor there that you can see, which is just like a little RGB kind of Andorra light, I think it's called. And I just got that, found a nice little setting there. Got my lamps, and yeah, there's a couple of headlamps which are kind of pointing down just above me right now, which are kind of helping with the lighting situation. So all in all, I'm quite pleased with lighting. I think it's I've achieved what I was hoping to achieve with the lighting, so that's cool. And then yeah, what else? I think next of all, I kind of next I kind of started looking at audio and and footage, and Excuse me. To start with, I'm just using my mobile phone. Like, I've looked into like cameras and the DLSRs, I think they're called. I don't know, but my camera comes with 4K, so it's fine. It seems fine. It didn't seem like bad quality to me when I look back at the videos. I mean, you have to let me know what you think. But to me, it looks fine. I'm happy with it. The mobile phone is good. So that's here now. I've got it on a tripod currently, which is quite stable here. So that's cool. And then audio. What can I say about audio? Audio is one of the most difficult things, or one of the things that I've spent the most amount of time engaging with. And I quickly realized I needed to get a microphone. So I got this microphone here. This microphone is a dynamic microphone. Did a little bit of research, and this was the one of the microphones within my budget, which isn't the best on the market, but it certainly does the job for what I needed to do. So I invested in this one, and also, just around here, you can see I've got a nice little sweatband here. This is actually a sweatband, that Nike sweatband you can see around my microphone. That's got a bit of a story behind it as well. That was had some students from 2020 national championships, and they were keen for us to go with sweatbands on. So there we are, all wearing sweatbands. And the funny story is, I actually had on one of the whole days, like we were there for 3 days in a place called Nottingham in the UK here, and Trent University. And I was there for 3 days. And on one of the days, I don't know why, but I put my bandana on upside down, and the students didn't tell me about it. So I was walking around with my Nike sign upside down, which was absolutely hilarious when I look back at the videos and the content. So that was some good memories. The students performed well. We had a great time. We did activities in the evening. So, like again, this is why I've got this in here in the studio. So it's relative to what's going on, and also the microphone itself is quite bulky and just a massive round disc around this microphone here. So I thought putting that around there was pretty cool. Matches my hat. Let's go. So yeah, so there's the microphone, the audio, and in the editing, I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos and did some research. ChatGPT, ChatGPT's been my friend, to be fair, throughout this process, and yeah, it's hopefully you're enjoying the audio. Put a lot of effort into that. I just wanted to find something that was natural and easy on the ears, nothing too intrusive. So hopefully with the audio, the footage, and the editing, which you're seeing now, but obviously with my coaching content. Now I do have over here, I do have a DJI Mini mic, which is pretty cool, which is this little fella here. And it comes in a little box. How cool is that? And this DJI little Mini mic 2 is really cool because I've got two of them. Come with a little muffler as well. There's the one with a muffler on. How cool is that? You see that? Yeah. That's been really, really good. I've really enjoyed that microphone. It magnetizes on your top, so you can do some on-court work, which is really cool. And there's got like a noise reduction button on there, which really helps on windy days. So the microphone, the Mini Mic 2 has been good. So the audio that you listen to with my on-court work, that is the Mini Mic 2. I did try the Mini Mic 2 here in the studio, and it's way too echoey. I could not get rid of the echo in the room using that mic. And as soon as I went to this Fifine U688, I think it is, microphone, dynamic microphone, it was like, I don't know, like 70-80 pounds, something like that, come with a tripod. It transformed the audio in this room. It really did. Like I say, it's not the all singing, all dancing professional setup, but in fact, none of this in here is I'm not claiming to be professional at all. It's the best that I could do with the with the budget that I had and the experience that I've got with audio. And I mean, audio editing, it's all iteration. It's not, none of it's been methodical. Hopefully it's pleasing on the eyes and the ears, and you're enjoying the content so far. It's been a complete learning experience. I'm still learning as I go along now, and all this stuff is not being a professional approach, but it's I'm not claiming to be a pro at this stuff. Tennis, yes. If you want to talk to me about tennis, I can talk to you all day about tennis. That's fine. But audio, lighting, editing, it's been fine. I've got there in the end, but it's been so time consuming. But it's been worth it. I've enjoyed it. So here we are with it. So yeah, I mean, I think one of the things which I think I spent the most amount of time like messing around with and spending time tweaking is audio. It's been such a challenge to get audio. Like if I think back to my launch of the tennis studio launch last week, the audio is not perfect on that video, and I thought it was pretty good, but listening back like a couple days later, it's like way too loud. So I've spent some time trying to work out how to not make it so intrusive on the ears, and I think I've sussed it out now. I think I have my settings too high in my editing software, and over there on my interface where I've got like an interface which is bringing the audio in through this lead here. That was set too high, so I think the audio was peaking and become quite uncomfortable. But since I've cranked that down a little bit, sorted out my editing software, it's been much better. So hopefully you're listening to this and it's not like ringing in your ears now. I don't think it is. So yeah, so that's that part. But the plan now over the next couple of weeks is to get out on court with some players. So far I've been out on court with predominantly men. It's not been, with the 6 videos I've done so far on the channel, it's just been male players. It's not been deliberate. It's just worked out that way. I do have some females lined up. I was planning to get on court with some ladies this week. But like I said earlier, with the rain, it's not been easy to do that. So I've had to reschedule those sessions. But if you look at the channel, I've got 3 sections at the moment. I've got a coaching sessions playlist, and also a tutorials playlist and a tennis studios playlist. And currently I've got 6 videos in there, which you could go and check out. So that's cool for the coaching sessions. And in the tutorial side of things, I haven't done any tutorials just yet. Hoping to get out on court and work on some tutorial work soon. That will be cool. Break down some work with that. And then also the tennis studio is going to link in with that as well. So they're the 3 parts of the channel which are in place now. So yeah, so I think that's all from me from now. Hopefully enjoying the content, and stay tuned for some more content coming your way.